Do you find yourself often hating people without a clear reason? A question that resonates with many of us, yet we seldom pause to ponder why. We simply accept it as a part of our nature, never questioning the root cause. But have you ever wondered that this constant animosity towards others might be hampering your life, your relationships, your peace of mind? Understanding why these feelings manifest can be the first step towards a more positive outlook on life and people. It's not about blaming others, but rather introspecting on our own emotions and reactions. So, if you've ever found yourself puzzled by this unexpected disdain towards others, you're not alone. And today, we're going to delve into this very subject. Together, we'll explore 7 potential reasons that might be causing you to feel this way. Who knows, you might just stumble upon the key to unlock a happier, more content version of yourself. Today, we explore 7 potential reasons for this unexpected disdain towards others. Firstly, you might simply need more alone time. This is particularly true for the introverts among us. Introverts recharge their batteries by spending time alone, and too much social interaction can feel draining. It's like being a phone that's constantly in use, never getting the chance to plug into a charger. This constant drain can lead to feelings of irritability and a negative attitude towards others. It's not that you hate people per se, it's more that your energy reserves are depleted and you're running on empty. Imagine trying to run a marathon with no fuel in your tank. It's not going to end well, is it? So if you find yourself feeling this way, it's crucial to recognize this need for solitude. Allow yourself the time to recharge. Just like plugging in that phone, it can do wonders for your mood and perspective. Recognizing this need and allowing yourself time to recharge can mitigate these feelings. Secondly, the inability to agree to disagree could be a factor. Consider this. We all have unique perspectives, shaped by our individual experiences. It's what makes us, well, us. But sometimes we forget that others are entitled to their views just as we are to ours. When we can't accept differing opinions, harmless disagreements can quickly escalate. This can lead to resentment, animosity, and yes, that feeling of hating people. You see, it's not about everyone thinking the same way you do. It's about respecting the fact that they don't. It's about acknowledging the diversity of thought and using it as a tool to broaden our horizons, not as a weapon to divide us. It's about coexisting harmoniously with people who see the world differently. So the next time you find yourself butting heads with someone, remember this. Learning to respect others' viewpoints can help reduce these negative feelings. Thirdly, holding grudges could be causing your disdain. Picture a balloon. Each grudge you hold fills this balloon with a little more hot air. As time goes on, the balloon becomes larger and heavier, pulling down your spirit and energy. This lingering anger only serves to prolong your pain from past harms. It's like carrying around a bag of bricks. It's heavy, it's burdensome, and it's unnecessary. This resentment you're holding onto doesn't harm the person who wronged you. Instead, it harms you. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick. The burden of anger becomes your cross to bear and can lead to a general dislike for others. So what's the remedy? Forgiveness. It's not about saying what happened was okay. It's about choosing your happiness over your hurt. Practicing forgiveness can help you let go of these negative emotions. Fourthly, your lifestyle could be contributing to these feelings. Let's take a moment to consider the nature of your daily routine. Does it involve a hefty amount of human interaction? Maybe you're working in a job that requires constant engagement with people, like customer service, teaching, or event planning. These roles can be rewarding, sure, but they can also lead to an overload of social interaction. The constant need to be on, to be engaging, to be attentive, can be draining. You may find that little annoyances start to stack up, gradually fueling an overall dislike for people. It's not about blaming others for the stress you're experiencing. Rather, it's about recognizing the impact of your environment on your mental state. If you find yourself feeling constantly irritated or overwhelmed by your interactions with others, it might be time for a change. Exploring other career paths or hobbies that provide a more balanced social dynamic could be a beneficial step. Considering a lifestyle change could help alleviate these feelings. Fifthly, not enforcing clear boundaries could be a factor. Boundaries are crucial in all relationships, whether they're with friends, family, or colleagues. They're like invisible lines that we draw around ourselves to maintain balance and protect our well-being. But what happens when we don't enforce these boundaries? We may end up feeling invaded, disrespected, and taken advantage of. This invasion of personal space, whether physical or emotional, can lead to resentment and ultimately, a dislike for people. So how do we prevent this? It all starts with communication. Clearly express your needs and desires. It might be challenging at first, especially if you're not used to asserting yourself. But remember, it's your right to feel secure and respected. Setting and enforcing boundaries can help you feel more comfortable and less resentful. It's not about pushing people away, it's about creating a safe space for yourself. Sixthly, you might have been conditioned to hate. A significant factor in our feelings towards others can be the preconceived ideas we've been conditioned to believe. These notions could have been handed down from parents, peers, or society at large, forming an invisible barrier that prevents us from connecting with people who are different from us. These preconceptions can be about anything, from cultural beliefs to personal biases, and they often limit our ability to truly understand and appreciate the diversity in the world around us. This lack of understanding can breed fear and, in turn, hatred. But the good news? We can unlearn these biases. By consciously challenging these preconceived notions and pushing ourselves to be open to different perspectives, we can break down the barriers that hold us back. Challenging these preconceptions can open you up to more positive interactions. Lastly, envy or jealousy could be driving your feelings. These emotions can be tricky, often masquerading as resentment or dislike for others. However, they're usually an externalization of our own inner dissatisfaction. When we see someone possessing something we desire, whether that's a trait, a relationship, or material wealth, we might project our discontent onto them. This projection is not about the person themselves, but about our own perceived lack. It's a mirror reflecting back at us what we believe we're missing. Yet this approach only fuels negative feelings. It distracts us from the one place where we can make a real difference, and that's within ourselves. By shifting our focus from what others have to our own self-betterment, we can transform these feelings of envy or jealousy into motivation. Instead of comparing and despairing, we can start appreciating and aspiring. Remember, everyone is on their own unique journey. Focusing on self-betterment rather than comparing oneself to others can help reduce these feelings. So, as we've seen, hatred can often be reflective of an inner struggle. Let's take a moment to reflect on the 7 reasons we've discussed today. Each one of them is linked to an aspect of our personal lives that might be causing us discomfort or distress. And each one of them points to the importance of self-reflection in resolving these issues. Needing more alone time is not a bad thing. It's important to recognize and honor our individual needs for solitude, and to take those moments of peace and quiet when we need them. It's about understanding our own energy levels and ensuring we're not constantly drained by social interactions. The inability to agree to disagree affects many of us. We must learn to accept that others have different perspectives, and that's okay. It's about embracing diversity in thought and not letting disagreements escalate into hostility. Holding grudges and not forgiving is like carrying a heavy weight. It's about letting go of past hurts and allowing ourselves to move forward. Remember, forgiveness is more about freeing ourselves than absolving the other person. If we're stuck in a lifestyle that doesn't suit us, it may be time for a change. If our jobs or daily routines involve too much interaction that's causing annoyance, it might be a sign that we need to reassess our lifestyle. Not enforcing clear boundaries can often lead to feelings of invasion and resentment. It's essential to communicate our needs and set clear boundaries to protect our personal space and mental peace. Being conditioned to hate is a learned behavior. We can unlearn it by challenging our preconceptions and opening ourselves up to diverse connections. Experiencing envy or jealousy is a sign that we're focusing too much on others and not enough on ourselves. It's a call to shift our focus towards self-betterment and personal growth. In conclusion, it's clear that our feelings of hatred towards others often indicate a need for self-reflection. It's about understanding our needs, our belief systems, our personal goals, and most importantly, about learning to be kind to ourselves. Remember, the key to improving your relationship with others often starts with improving your relationship with yourself.